ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुने शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो वैशम्पायनादिऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। मत्स्यादिअवतारेभ्यो नमः। आदित्यादिनवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः। दुर्गालक्ष्मी सरस्वती स्वरूपिणी श्री आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। आद्य शंकराचार्यवर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण एकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिर्हित्वा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ षड्विंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। See, whatever we are otherwise in our days schedule for various reasons, but these couple of hours when we are seated in the class, at least this time we are reminded about the goal Paramatma, the means sadhana. In fact, being in the class, trying to listen and understand the theme of divinity and the details itself is a sadhana. If one, in fact, intends in his listening in the class and of the class, if is only involved in the duties to be done without entangling in any of the things in the mind level, this itself will be a great sadhana for him. In course of time, in the class only, he will be able to experience and realize the truth that is indicated by the Shastras. Murtyu Shruti Parayanaha. Even those Shruti Parayanas also they cross all the limitation of samsara. Shruti Parayana means those who are continuously in the listening of the Shastra. So that beautiful opportunity Bhagavan is giving us, especially in our life in the last 2 years, where every day we are remembering Bhagavan Krishna in Bhagavata, Bhagavan Rama in Ramayana, and Parabrahma Tattva through the Upanishads. So reminding ourselves that we are on the path and the track, and congratulating ourselves that at least we are being regular in the class, and inspiring ourselves to continue, not allowing the mana buddhi to overpower this beautiful habit regularity by any of their suggestions. Various suggestions the mana buddhi bring, trying to make us discontinued in all this. So our commitment is only to be on the track all the time. Even if little bit we go away from track, without much of the delay, we should be coming back on to the track. Till when, till as I said now, till all the impurities go away, till the Siddhanta Jnana is fully convinced about, till whatever the sadhana toward the goal we understood, we are pursuing until establishing in truth, this has to be continued by us. Now, we just, because the chapter is so beautiful, profound, even though we have seen it in detail, again, first time, none of the texts in our life have read immediately. This is the only chapter. Because in this only, the all techniques of Vyatireka sadhana, all techniques of Anvaya sadhana are beautifully given to us by Bhagavan Krishna through Uddhavaji. And this also toward the end of his Upadesha in the Mukti Skandha of Bhagavatam. Therefore, these are the things being important. We have to repeatedly revel in them. So we have seen up to yesterday how we in Satsanga get benefited. That portion we chant now, Sri Bhagavan Vacha 25 Wala. Then we conclude it today. Then we will see the next 27th chapter tomorrow onwards. Om. Evam pragayan drupadeva devaha स ऊर्वशीलोकमथो विहाय आत्मानमात्मन्यवगम्य मां वै उपारमज्ञानविधूतमोहः ततो दुःसङ्गमुत्सृज्य सत्सु सज्जेत बुद्धिमान् सन्त एतस्य छिन्दन्ति मनोव्यासङ्गमुक्तिभिः सन्तो नपेक्षामच्चित्ताः प्रशान्ताः समदर्शिनः निर्ममा निरहङ्काराः निर्द्वन्द्वा निष्परिग्रहाः तेषु नित्यं महाभागेषु मत्कथाः सम्भवन्ति हितान् नॄणां जुषदां प्रपुनन्त्यघं ता ये शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति ह्यनुमोदन्ति चाद्रुताः मत्पराः श्रद्धानाश्च भक्तिं विन्दन्ति ते मयि भक्तिं लब्धवतः साधोः किमन्यदवशिष्यते मयि अनन्तगुणे ब्रह्मणि आनन्दानुभवात्मनि यतोपश्रयमाणस्य भगवन्तं विभावसुं शीतं भयं तमोप्येति साधून् संसेवतस्तथा निमज्जोन्मज्जतां घोरे भवाब्धौ परमायनं सन्तो ब्रह्मविदः शान्ताः नौरुदृढे वाप्सु मज्जताम् अन्नं हि प्राणिनां प्राणः आर्तानां शरणं त्वहं धर्मो वित्तं नृणां प्रेत्य सन्तोर्वाग्बिभ्यतोरणम् सन्तो दिशन्ति चक्षुंषि बहिरर्कः समुत्थितः देवता बान्धवाः सन्तः सन्त आत्माहमेव च वैतसेनस्ततोऽप्येवम् उर्वश्या लोकनिस्पृहः मुक्तसङ्गो महीमेताम् आत्मा रामश्चचारः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे षड्विंशोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, श्रीभागवत शरणं मम, श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्रीसूत शरणं मम, श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम, श्रीव्यास शरणं मम, श्रीनारद शरणं मम, श्रीकुमार शरणं मम, श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम, श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkrupātamaham vande paramananda madhava swarge satye cha kailase vaikunthe nasti ayam rasaha atappivantu sadbhagyaha mama munchada karhichita om namo bhagavate vasudevaya om shri krishna parabrahmane namaha श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिरित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ श्री षड्विंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच. Here in this chapter 26, after studying the song sung by Aila, in which we have seen how we have to get detached from the worldly attachments, outside as well as inside. All the explanations, logics, we have seen more importantly two things. One is the Pratibhaksha Bhavana and Dosha Drushti. Second one, tracing the cause of problem and avoiding that. The cause is the problem is caused by that the two things Vishayendra Samyogat Manakshubhyati. Second, Adrushtad Ashrutat Bhavat Na Bhavopajayate. So these should become the base in our life to avoid the problems. And again, to get into the final solution, what Bhagavan said in this entire next portion about Mahima of Santa. So, like it is mentioned here, Santa Lakshana, Anapeksha, Machitta, Prashanta, Samadarshina, Nirmamo, Nirahankara, Nirdvandva, Nishparigraha. In this, we have seen one flavor of the Santa from his side as his own inner tendency and nature. In other places, addition to that, more Lakshanas are added for the Santa when he becomes the Guru for the disciple to guide. Like in Viveka Chudamani, in two places we see. In the place where the Guru or Acharya Lakshanas are mentioned, Srotriyo Abrujino Kamahato Yo Brahma Vittamaha Brahmanya Paratashantaha Nirindriya Ivanalaha. Up to this, he is told to be Brahmanishta Purusha, and therefore his inner Antakarana is absolutely purified, it is absolute peaceful. It is his experience. Regards teaching to the disciple, he is Shrotriya, he knows all the Shastra. This much is here also said. In the next line, what is added there about the Sant and Guru is ki ahetuka daya sindhu bandhu anamatam sata. Those who come and do namaskara with the sat mana of knowing Bhagavan and getting liberated, to such disciples, bhaktas, that Santa becomes a bandhu. Bandhu is dukkha nivarakaha. All dukkha caused by the ajnana only. By giving the medicine of the jnana, he removes all the dukkha. Therefore, he is a bandhu. While doing that bandhu work of removing our dukkha by his upadesha, what is the thing he is expecting? And how long he is going to do it for us? The answer is ahetuka and daya sindhu. Ahetukaha means there is no hetu in him to help us. Hetu means karanam. Karanam means the expectation here, result. Bina hetuka. Without any expectation, without anything for personal gain, he does. Until that bhakta or disciple gets Paramatma, in life after the lifetime, he chases the disciple and guides him because he is the Daya and Daya Sindhu. He is like an ocean of compassion. देखो दया सबके पास होता है, लेकिन पार कराने तक दया जो समुद्र के समान होना है, that is only with Bhagavan and Bhagavad Rupa called as the Guru. That is a beauty that is mentioned here. And to that Guru we have to go and do the aradhana of him, surrender to him, do the seva to him. Then when he gives a chance, you can ask question, then he will answer. Tam aradhya gurum bhaktya parhva prashraya sevanaihi prasannam tam anuprapya pruched jnatavyam atmanaha. A beautiful explanation. How a disciple will have to go to the great guru, surrender and ask. In the same sequence, after 2-3 slokas only, from the mouth of the disciple, the guru again is explained by Bhagavan Adi Shankara from the mouth. He only explained, but the disciple having gone to guru, how he surrenders. He says beautiful ki shanta mahanto nivasanti santaha. See santaha vasantavallokahitam charantaha tirna swayam bhima bhavarnavam janan ahetunanyana pitalayantaha. See santaha shantaha and mahantaha. The great Mahan Santas, Nivasanti, always they are there on the horizon of the earth, sent by the Lord to guide the deserving disciples. But how they are? Vasantavat lokahitam charantaha. They move in the world like the Vasanta Rutu. Just because of Vasanta Rutu, in that Shishira Rutu, everything gets dried up, all the leaves fallen, kuch nahi. Whole atmosphere also sukha sukha. As the Vasanta Ritu comes, Vasanta Ritu is not seen directly, but its arrival we see in the form of beautiful, all the trees, plants, everything become alive. The tender, beautiful leaf starts coming, and then the petals and the flowers and the fruits, everywhere in that Vasanta Ritu, such a joy. And all the joy of Vasanta Ritu is sung by, is expressed in the song of that koyal. वसंत ऋतु आते ही वो बाकी 8 महीने में चुप रहता है, वो कोई बोलता ही नहीं. दैट कोयल, a bird called a cuckoo is there, we don't even remember it. It may be flying, it may be sitting on our own building or in our own house in the tree, but it doesn't sing. But when the koel comes, when the Vasanta Ritu comes, that time it is so joyful, it sings out. In that way, just like Vasanta Ritu brings the joy to the bird, the animal, the human beings, brings beauty to the entire world and atmosphere, in the same way, the Mahatma, the Sadgurus, with their Anubhava of the Paramatma, with their infinite kindness toward the world and Jivas, without any expectation within, when they move in the world, they move like Vasanta Ritu, bringing all the auspiciousness. And it is true too. You might have definitely experienced, each one of you definitely have gone, came across or met some Mahatmas in whose presence you found that inspiration, that joy, that readiness to seek the higher. And some of Mahatmas, with their own Tapo Shakti, definitely might have removed even some of the dukkha, continata and difficulties. Even in the worldly activities, even in some business professions, definitely few of you must have definitely got the guidance from them, blessings from them, with which all those economical problem, all those official problem, all the domestic, all of them are cured. They are siddhas, they are yogis, they are tapasvins, they are mahashaktishali. They are the expression of Bhagavan only. In them also, the power like Bhagavan is there to bless us. Shanta Mahantaha Nivasanti Santaha Vasantavat Lokahitam Charantaha. Then Tirnaha Swayam Bhima Bhavarnavam. The terrible ocean of samsara, they crossed it. Then Ahetuna Jnanavitarayanti. They cross even others also without any hetu. How is it like? See, what a beautiful way. It says, I am swabhavaha swatayeva. It is their swata swabhava. It's nature of them. Therefore, they are santa. Santa is not a temporary acting. Like in movies, they act like santa. But in the world, again, same. No. It's I am swabhava swatayeva. What is that swabhava? Parasramapanodam pravanam mahatmanam. The only promise and fulfillment of promise they do is removal of the shrama of everyone. And all shrama means difficulty or problem or dukkha. Again, they all are from the ajnanam or papam. So by converting our mind from papatmakata to punyatmakata, as well as removing the ajnana by the jnana, they remove the shrama of everyone. The example again given is beautiful in Vivek Chudamani in the next sloka. Ki ayam prabhava swatayeva yat parasramapanodha pravanam pramatmanam, and then Sudam Sureshaha Swayam Arka Karkasha Prabhavi Taptam Avatikshitim Kila. See, Arka Karka Tapta Prabha. Because of the scorching heat of the sun, the Bhumandala becomes so heated up daytime way. Then this moon, nobody calls him, but he himself comes in the night. Then that makes that bhumi cool with his own rays, the moon. Sudhamshu Vesha Swayam Arka Karkasha Prabhavi Taptam Avatikshitim Kila. Is it not coming and quietening or cooling the entire earth? And you must be observing it, even though we are so busy, extroverted, dull witted, thick intellected nowadays that we are not reveling or enjoying the beautiful Prakriti. But at least some time of the life we have seen when the moon rays come, how cooling they becomes the earth. During the day, the sun was scorching the earth with such a heat. So the heat of Ajnana, arrogance, is quietened by the cool morning rays and grace of Bhagavan or Guru here, who is like a Chandrama to our lives. Is it not? Same thing in Tulsi Ramayana. Tulsidas says, Mudamangalamaya Santa Samaju Jo Jagajangama Tirtharaju. Jangama Tirtharaju. Their mobile Prayagaraja, which is the confluence of the three rivers of Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati. So Jamuna Nadi is Karma Yoga Lakshanam, and Ganga Maya is Bhakti Pratika, and Saraswati Maya is Jnana Pratika. So Karma Yoga they do because they move from one place to the other in serving the people. Bhakti they are always in tune with Bhakti Paramatma. And Jnana Saraswati they are always in the experience of their self without any doubt. And they, Prayaga, you have to go and take bath. But these Prayaga, Gangamana Saraswati, Jnana Karma Bhakti Gurus, they themselves move in the world. Just they are there. Wherever they go, like the Prayagraj makes the persons purified and devoted and liberated through Jnanam, they also do the same thing. Mudamangalamaya Santa Samaju. Then Sadhu Agja Turta, Sadhutya Oinakara Hani. If you see throughout many texts, we can see the Sadhu Santa Mahatmas, Divya Lakshana. In the Gita Jnana, it is Prajahateda Kaman Ityadi, the Sthita Prajna Lakshanas. So too the Avayam Sattva Samshuddhi Ityadi, the Daivi Sampada Lakshanas of Shola 16th chapter. So this is how the Santa, they are there. So that's the beauty. Even there's a Kali Yuga with so much of Bhautikavada, with so much of breaking all the cultures, traditions, systems, everything, living worse than animals, still even in this world, Paramatma sends the Santa Mahatmas. They are there. So to them we have to take initiative and go. Put all the efforts and surrender. Do all sacrifices and surrender. And then having served them, when the question asked by us, sometimes they themselves only give the upadesham that we have to receive and just evolve in life. So, Santonapeksha Machitaha, then Prasanta Samadarshinaha, Nirmama Nirahankaraha, Nirdandva Nishparigrahaha, etc. etc. These are the Lakshana of the Mahatmas. Now, as I was saying yesterday day before also, in this way, the Sant, if directly comes from the up above, called as Karaka Purusha, like the Rishi Munis, by nature. But if they are the ascended masters, means from many thousands of lives, before they were like us only, but in so many lives of efforts, if they have grown, then imagine how much of struggle effort was there behind them to come to this level. In every life, so much of sacrifice sadhana they might have done, this day they are at that height. So that can be an inspiration to us. Ho sakta hai karte jaye to. They are a ready reckoner, an example for us that we also can reach to that stage, because this is most important thing in spirituality, that what theory we study, there should be somebody in front of us living that theory and becoming an example to us practical. When we see the practical man, a person who is in that stage, that inspires us more than all the theory. Theory is inspiring us while listening, but when it comes to practice, because we are at very low level, we feel that's not possible to us. Therefore, we get satisfied at the theory level and conclude that it is not, cannot be done. But when you see a Mahatma living those values, living those wisdom, reveling in that joy and bliss. Added to our own theory, we can have the inspiration that yes, if he has done or reached, we can also. जीता जागता एग्जाम्पल है संत की साधना करके सिद्धि पा सकते हैं. Along with his blessings, his guidance, his teachings, is all of that तो है ही, साथ में एक example. Rama is an example that he can live life with dharma. Pandavas are example. All of them, Nachiketa, they're all examples for us to know that these can be lived. Because at times, what at times, every time and many times, the thought which makes us weak in not doing sadhana is that it is not possible to me, I can't. No, if this was the thought in the mind of Pururava, that I can't, now I'm lost, now Urvashi left me, now without her I cannot live, then I'll commit suicide. That is the thing many people do. Somebody suicide, somebody drinks and drugs, somebody into something else. Therefore, he did not give up. That's the greatness. In Pururava, we see that he took it as a challenge to him that he can come out of that mood because he was meeting with the sons, they gave the inspiration and he could do that. हमारे जिंदगी में बहुत बार हमको रोकने वाला ये थॉट होता है कि मेरे से मुमकिन नहीं है, ना हो सकता, नहीं हो सकता. अरे when you see those people, they have reached, if it is possible to one, it is possible to everyone, good or bad. Please remember, you and I also can become as great as Vasishtha, Vishwamitra, the rishis, as great as any of the Pandavas or any of the Mahabhaktas, which you name them. Potentially every one of us like that one. And the goal is to manifest that potentiality, the divinity. Who helps us is these Mahatmas. So they teach us, they quote the examples, they give us the logic, they give us an example, they, what do you say, they empower us, they inspire us, they protect us en route. They themselves become Jita Jagta Udaharana. So be with those Mahatmas. Like Pujya Gurudev, if you see, a patriotic person but took up to spirituality. Once he took it up, for the whole life it was like that only. Then see the number of hours he worked. See the number of books he studied. See the number of books he wrote. See the number of Jnana Yajnas he conducted. See the number of lakhs and lakhs of people he touched and inspired to be on the spiritual path. So it's possible to him. If it's possible to him, every one of us have that potentiality. The Santa will see that the potentiality gets manifested. If we don't meet them, then with ourselves we feel always low. Added to that, when we have the Dussanga with us, like that of Urvashi, etc., जो थोड़ा बचा है वो भी खत्म हो जाएगा, then we only become slaves and worldly, and Krida Murga we become, we only will be kicked like a Gadha and Bhais in our life by our own negativities. So this is what in our life, all the time we have to remember the Santa Mahima and keep on having the SATSANGA. And in next 2-3 shlokas here, to be more precise and clear, to avoid all confusions, indirectly, who is called as Santa, is one more thought added by saying what the Santa does in and out. In the place of Santa, Mat Kathaha Sambhavanti. And always in and around the Mahatmas, the Katha Bhagavanam Nirvana Saguna go on happening. By saying so, he is putting the other way in. That person, that Mahatma, in whose presence Nirantara, Sadvastu Vicharana is going on in Saguna and Nirguna Rupa, he alone is Santa. Is it not? With whatever the mind we go externality, when we go to them, that ambience atmosphere itself makes us also tuned. Then he gives us the Upadesha Paramatma and the Tattva. He may tell some kahani of the Bhagavatam or any of the Purana, and he'll make us do the chantings there, do the japa. He reminds us of God, and he tells us God is the source for everything. They will hold on to him to come out of all your problems. In fact, keep the God as the ultimate goal. These are the things that are happening in the presence of Santa, and the one in whose presence they happen, he is called as Mahatma. That is why Teshu Nitya Mahabhaga, and that's also Nityam. Mahabhageshu Mat Kathaha Sambhavanti. Only Mat Kathas continuously happen there. Is it not? And that Mahatma who has this way 24 घंटे अपने आश्रम में भगवत कथाओं का इंतजाम करके सबको गाइड कर रहे हैं. He is really Bhagavan in that form. That's called Bhagavan's avatar. There are so many now in their ashrams, morning till evening. कुछ न कुछ यज्ञ, उपासनाएं, नाम संकीर्तन, पूजाएं, भजन कीर्तन, जप आदि फिर सत्संग, मनन चिंतनम, ध्यानम, only these go. How the day is finished for them, they don't know. सुबह 4 को उठकर लगे रहते हैं इसमें, देखते देखते रात में 10 बज गयो, immediately they sleep again morning 4. That is a dhanya jivana, where we are not aware of the days they are passing, we are not aware of the world around, we are not even aware of our entire personality, and the entire inner personality is soaked in the seva and smarana and sadhana and samarpana to the Lord. ये धन्य जीवन है, धन्य जीवन, दिव्य जीवन हो हमारा, तेरे शिगाया करेंगे। हे प्रभु आनंददाता, ज्ञान हमको दीजिए, शीघ्र हरेत गुणों को दूर हमसे कीजिए, दीजिए हमको शरण में, हम सदाचारी बने, ब्रह्म चिंतक तेरे यश गाया करे, धर्म रक्षक मेल आपस में करें। बढ़िया सा एक भजन है ना, उस तरह से। एंड देन व्हाइल नोटिंग these qualities side by side, without telling our own mind, you have to entertain in the heart. No, without telling the mind. Mind को बोलोगे तो रिवोल्ट करेगा, वो करने नहीं देगा। वो क्या बात करना चाहिए? Without telling the mana is these lakshanas of the santa I will also collect. Not to boast to myself as I have become a santa, but these lakshanas make me santa, not for boasting, but to becoming santa. So too, in my life also, I will increase the quantity of Bhagavad Katha. मन को मत बोलना, मन इमीडिएटली वासनाओं को, इंद्रियों को, सारे गुंडों को ले आकर वो फिर हमको ना वो तबाह करती है, दबोच लेगी और हमको ये विचार आने ही नहीं देता है। Silently, without telling the mind, we have to increase in us the idea, that thought. The difference in the mind and idea, mana and the buddhi is, in buddhi we are when we are in the puja room, when we are in a satsanga. And at the level of mana, we are when we are in the world. So in the worldly time, we are in the world with objects, people, involvement, indulgences. That time this thought can't be done. But when you are in the class or in the puja room, because that time mind is kept outside like the chappal, intellect is there with us, and therefore there is all censoring of every thoughts other than Paramatma there. So at that moment, we have to refer to this portion. Remember these qualities of Santa. Tell to ourselves, these gunas I will also acquire. पहले इच्छा, उसको फिर अंदर इच्छा को भेजना है. I have to have these qualities. Then wherever possible, थोड़ा थोड़ा adopt करना है. And the moment when you start become anapeksha, the mana immediately comes and fights with this. What nonsense you are doing? Have you ever done in your life without expecting anything from the world? क्या गड़बड़ तुमको हो रहा है? You should tell the mana, ऐसे नहीं है, मैं ऐसे कर रहा हूँ बाबा, तो सीरियस मत करना. मैं तो हम दोनों दोस्त आई ही ना हमेशा के लिए. वेरी गुड. आइंदा गुस्ताखी नहीं करना. द माइंड विल से ठीक है करके मन को ऐसा कहकर बुद्धि से वी हैव टू प्रैक्टिस अनपेक्षत्व. Is it not one quality to liberate us? Anapekshaha, Santonapekshaha. There is what is there by ourselves being Atma Anubhava. We ourselves are taken care by Paramatma. What apeksha can we have in this world? अपेक्षा है तो मन का जन्म होगा, मन का जन्म है तो इंद्रियों का, देह का, फिर सारा जगत की सत्यता का, फिर उसमें कुछ करने का. एंटायर संसार स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम द अपेक्षा ओनली. When that apeksha is not kept, the day when we discover in ourselves the personality of apeksha, anapekshata, without apeksha, we have already reached the destination. Because only when we reach destination, all the apekshas end. Is it not? And then when the apekshas are ended, you have reached the destination. Then the ananda Paramatma, the existence of Paramatma, the consciousness of Paramatma, just expresses, manifests through this upadhi. Try to imagine that state. Anapeksha. I'm just allowing the life to express through me without my any agenda. That my agenda makes me stronger, overpowering Paramatma in me. I'm just telling again in a different angle. If you see how each of these qualities of Santa can reveal higher sadhanas for us. Anapeksha. So to Machitaha, what beautiful, we have discussed 2 days. Though I'm not taking it more seriously, more exhaustively. But Chittaha, we told Chitta when becomes soaked in Paramatma, from the Chitta only Manabuddhi Ahankara come. They also are soaked in Paramatma. Then Manabuddhi Chitta Ahankara when they are soaked in Paramatma, not in the Prapancha. He is a Mukta Purusha, he is a Santa. There is no Jiva in him of selfishness or Jiva in him of Annaprana Manoveta Agatmya to suffer in the world. This is how each of the qualities of the Santa having seen. So, now Katha ki baat bhi kaha ho gayi wahan. Then Prapunanti Anagam, Agam, the more we listen to those kathas which happen in and around the Santa, our Agam goes away. And every time we have defined the Agam in your and your way, the latest definition of Agam is what? The inability, incapacity to think about Paramatma. Inability, incapacity to. Like in many families you see, wife and husband. One of them is so much into spirituality. How satsanga, shastra, dhenam, kuch na kuch lage hi rehte hai. But the other partner is not at all tuning only. बेचारा उनको बस घर गृहस्थी संसार उसी में मजा आ रहा है. They are not yet fortunate. When the Sant is taken to the home, he in his own presence does some type of the divine expression or divine blessing that from that person's mind, that what I say, not getting the idea of spirituality is replaced by, they also start doing something. Agham is this one. Somehow not inclined to Paramatma. That Agha is removed, replaced by the Punya, that is, they also start at least doing some Puja Poti, something they begins, then slowly it becomes wool gathering, the snowball effect that grows. I am defining the Agham this way, not at all inclined to spirituality. In that way, if we are not giving the spiritual samskara to the children, we are the double papi because we are making the papi because they are not remembering God. बच्चों को पापी बनाने वाले महापापी हम हैं अगर हम उनको भगवान का स्मरण नहीं कराते हैं तो. Full stop. And when you try to teach them the Bhagavan, they will anyway have the seeds sown in their heart. But in that effort, we yourself become more and more spiritual. We give a chance to ourselves to become spiritual when we sow the seeds of Bhagavan in the children. So Santa also does that removal of the Agha. The Agha of inability to think about Paramatma. The inability to rise above the Urvashi in the world, in life. This thought is very powerful. So, Agam Prapunanti. Okay? The Agam is removed, means inclination to the Lord is developed. Then when it is consistently done, of listening to the Katha of Bhagavan, as given to us by the Santa, how it has to be done? Shrunvanti, Gayanti, Anumodinti cha Adrutaha. Respect, reverence के साथ सुन रहे हैं, खुद भी गा रहे हैं. If continued for a long time, what will happen to them? कि भक्तिं विन्दन्ति ते मयि. Two more qualities added are matpara shraddhanascha. With these 4-5 qualities, when we listen to Katha, they develop bhakti in me. And bhakti is a word used here in simple form, but we have to understand all aspects that make the bhakti complete. Bhakti Vindanti Temai means all. First of all, their asta in the presence of Paramatma strengthened. Perfect. No doubt about the Paramatma's presence. Perfect astika devika. Second is what? The glory of Paramatma. Paramatma hai करके जानना एक बात है. कैसे है जानना second point, which is more important. In that way, कैसे हैं? To that question, the answer is Bhagavan as a Nirguna is a Satchidananda Parabrahma, and as a Sagada Sakara, he is the Sarva Shaktiman Sushti Sthiti Karakaha. See, Bhagavan है first one, कैसे हैं second one, then उनका मेरे जीवन से नाता क्या है third one. In that also again 3 things. One is from him only we came, stay in him and go back to him. Second is what? He is the one who is the giver of the dukkha to us when we do the papa. He is the giver of the sukha to us when we do punya. And third one, when we seek him, from him the liberation, he is the giver of liberation also. This is the third thing about the Bhagavan. When we know, it is called as bhakti. Bhakti's first point is Bhagavan is there. Second is bhakti is second point is kaise hai Bhagavan? Kyo kaun hai? This is this. Third question or point of bhakti is I am relating myself, I am understanding the relation between me and Bhagavan in this way. समझना इसी को भक्ति कहते हैं. Thereafter, after knowing these three, then how to propitiate him so that he is always with me, he will protect me, and under his protecting umbrella or at his feet, I am safe and secured within and without. All those sadhanas now are the third point which make it bhakti. Astikata, Paramatma, then he is as Parabrahma Nirguna Nirakar mein, as well as Saguna Sakar mein, Maya Yukta, Ishvara to do the Sushti Karaka. Third point is what? From him we came, go back to him only. He is the one who is the giver of Sukha and Dukkha, depending on our Papa, Punya Papa. He is the giver of also the moksha, if we seek it. Then, how to avoid Papa, how to involve in Punya, and how to involve in sadhana to get the moksha. When we question, then the Guru again teaches the actual practical bhakti. In that, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, all this. This Namadha bhakti we will be consistently doing to get the results only when first we have the earlier three things. The Nata Rishta between me and Bhagavan, which can never be cut asunder, that we have to understand. Then the glory of Bhagavan we have to understand. Before that, he is there. To many people, Bhagavan is not at all there. Even if he is there, he is only as a stone in a temple where once in a while we go, do parikrama, take prasad and come. I'm not joking. All of us, so far, millions of times we might have visited temples. Every time we have only seen stone and not the God. Even if we have thought it is a God, we have not understood the meaning of God. Even to some extent we have understood of Satsanga, we have not related to Him. The most important thing whenever we go to temple or in our puja room or do in any of the spiritual activity, the nata between me and Bhagavan, we have to understand which is already there. Without that, that bhakti, it's not called as bhakti, it's not called as visiting of the temple. You know, how many times we went to temple, we saw stone but not Bhagavan. Like the foreigner, when he was told by the NRI, my Bharat is great. Then he was inspired, let me go and see your nation. He came to India, he went to north, south, every state he went. Then returned back. Then that fellow asked, how was your India? I said, yeah, very great. I met you, Bharat, India. And then did you go? You met everybody? Yeah, I met. Whom did you meet? I met Tamilians, I met Kannadigas, I met Telugus, I met Malayali, I met the Gujus, I met the Madhya Pradesh wale, I met all the Maharashtrian, all the Bengali में मिला हूँ, झारखंडी मिला हूँ. Everybody I met, the Odia wale मिला हूँ मैं, Kashmiri. I met everybody, but I did not meet any Indian. That is what he said. It's very painful to know. I met Tamilians, I met Marathi, but I didn't meet an Indian, he says. Means what? Every one of us are identifying with our own particular place and fighting with each other. Means claiming only that at the cost of Bharata Mata. In that example. In the same way, we are going to that building, we are going to that stone, we are talking to that Pandita, and we are doing that walking around the thing, and whatever he is giving, we are eating. This is what we are doing. Really seen, we have to go to not a building, temple, not to the stone, Bhagavan, and getting the puja done for the Bhagavan. They're not walking around that. It is a parikrama, kehte hain, circumambulation. Having done that, then that Lord who is in the universe, the same Lord is in my heart. In both places, I am not able to see because my extrovertedness and non-preparedness. Same God is now in this Murti Rupa with all his powers of Karuna, Krupa, Sakala, Ichha, Jnana, Kriya, Shaktis, and all Sampadas. Now, him having remembered that like that, whether it's Rama or Krishna or Devi, anybody, to them now we put our application. You know, of removal of poverty, of removal of ignorance, of removal of all the problems, then give us bhakti jnanam. इस तरह से भगवान का हमें पूजा करना है. That is called as really doing the bhakti. So that bhakti is the one here in the next sloka Bhagavan says, Bhaktim labdhavata sadho kimanyadavashishyate vayananta gune brahmane anandavanubhavatmani. That's what we explained. In me who is Anantaguna is me who is Anandanabhavatma. On me when he becomes a bhakta or gets a bhakti, kimanyadavashishyate. What is the kimanyadavashishyate? he will see everything as Bhagavan. He will see Bhagavan as himself. There is no difference between himself and Bhagavan and the Jagat. Therefore, there is any fear with the Jagat, nor any expectation from the Lord, nor any guilt or feeling of badness because I am limited by Deshakala. स्वयं की परिच्छिन्नता, जगत के सामने वाली प्रत्यक्षता और परमात्मा के साथ जो परोक्षता है, all this get dissolved. Therefore, किम अन्यद अवशिष्यते? To a bhakta, is there anything to persecute him other than God everywhere? What did Prahlada see when his father has tortured him? Or when his father told the Chandavarka and other Rakshasas to torture him? What did he see in all of them? याद रखो, he did not see anyone there other than Bhagavan. Kim anyad avashishyate. That's the authority with which he said, Are, what are you talking, Papa? Where is God? Everywhere he is there alone. Only you have to able to see him. You want to search him. Seek him. He will just give darshan. If he told this Upadesha to his father, it's not a theory. He is practicing it. When he is practicing it, when those Rakshasas on the order of his father Hiranyakashipu are putting him in the fire, putting him in the ocean, giving him the poison, and putting him under the elephant, what he must be saying? You know, when that elephant came and it was stampeding him. It's not in Bhagavad in these details, this story. Maybe in another Nrsimha Purana, it must be there in detail. He just looks at that elephant and he's Narayana only. Then the elephant कम थोड़ी है, इनकी महिमा के कारण उस elephant को भी इस प्रहलाद में नारायण दिखाई दे. So instead of stampeding him, he took a pool mala and put it in the neck of Prahlad. देखो, किमन्यद अवशिष्यते, I am explaining to you. There is nothing is seen as something other than God, and to fight with them with enmity or to get attached with raga इत्यादि. राग द्वेष कब होंगे? जब कुछ ना कुछ होता है हमारे अलावा, भगवान के अलावा. हमें अपने आप से प्रेम, भगवान से भक्ति होता है. राग द्वेष हम और भगवान से अलग जो दुनिया है उससे होता है. And that is the one which is the cause of all samsara, dukkha. To a bhakta, everything is Bhagavan. Nothing other than Bhagavan. Therefore, everything is the point of bhakti or devotion or reverence. There is nothing other than Bhagavan. Therefore, there is no chance of raga dvesha. There is no samsara. These shlokas are, I tell you, क्या reveling है, मजेदार वाला है. एक जिंदगी के लिए तो मेरे को तो लगता है काफी है बाबा जो यहाँ सिखाया हमको. भक्तिम लब्धो साधु किमन्यद अवशिष्यते मयि अनंत गुणे ब्रह्मणि आनंद अनुभव आत्मनि. भक्तिम लभ्यता किमन्यद अवशिष्यते. Kimanad avashishyate means what else remains? A jiva bhava. What else remains? Upadhis. What else remains the world other than you? What else remains as your own vasanas? What else remains as your own desires? What else remains as your pava punya karma? What else remains as your janma maranadi bandhana? What else remains as the world other than you to trouble you? What is the kimanyat means? Anyat kimapi na avashishyate. That is what this sloka is the meaning of what is said in a Brihadaranyaka Upanishad in the, I think, Maitreyi Brahmanam or somewhere. Why says, Yatra Dvaitam iva pashyati, itaram pashyati, anyat anyam shrunoti, anyat vijanati, anyat anyam pashyati, tatra dukkham eva asti. Yatra na anyat shrunoti, na anyat pashyati, na vijanati. यत्र तो सर्वमेव आत्मा अभूत तत्र केन कंपश्येत केन कान विजानीयात. When you see the otherness, there is always samsara. When you see your own self or God only everywhere, where is the dukkha for you? What a beautiful thing, देखो. Maitreyi Rishi telling to, Yajnavalkya Rishi telling to Maitreyi, how bright it is, high level it is. Yatra anyat iva bhavyati tatra bhayam bhavati. Whenever you see something other, there is always fear. Fear includes all negative emotions and suffering. Yatra sarvameva atma eva bhut. Kena kam pashyet, kena kam vijaniyat. कौन है उनके अलावा इस दुनिया में? Having discovered that self, then play in the play of multiplicity, knowing that it is only a play, nothing real about it, nothing serious about it. It's like, they identify themselves as actors for the movie. and a good friends. Having known that, in the movie they act as hero and villain and hating each other, fighting with each other. अरे क्या मारा रे तूने तू भी ने बढ़िया मारा रे both of them having a cigarette or beanie after that particular shot. Is it not? See the joy? They're only playing on the stage to entertain. Arey, world is a stage play to entertain us. Everything is mean. Everything is Bhagwan only. जिस दिन ये वाला लग जाता है ना मानो अब जन्म जन्म का all the punyam, all the sadhana got rectified. Oh Guru, hey Bhagwan, if at all you are pleased with any of our upasana prarthana, please bless us with this at this very moment that we have the vision of you only everywhere. भक्तिम लप्तवत साधो किमन्यदवशिष्यते मयि अनंत गुणे ब्रह्मणे आनंदानुभवात्मने हो गया. Then the examples are given three of the fire. When we go near it, the darkness goes away, the coolness goes away, the fear goes away. So that way same thing we have explained. When we go to the fire of Sant also, the ignorance, darkness goes away, the fear of otherness goes away, then the jadata of the Shitalta also goes away. Along with that, you can say anything. Fire is a thing which is illuminates anything in front of it, also burns anything exposed to it. Therefore, the Guru fire also, the Sant fire also is like that. These are the three Mula Vishayas. Jadata is removed, the Samsara Bhaya is removed, then Avidya Nasha is done. Which are the ultimate? Shitam Bhayam Tamopyati, Sadhun Samsevatas Tatha. Apart from that, when we reach the Santa, any other dukkha, other samasyas we have, he will sort out. Dhana chahiye, Dhana Bhagavad Santa will tell us. Like, in the example of that woman old, Bhagavan he just chanted Kanadhara because she could not chant. For her sake, he did it. Money came. For others, those who are incapable, Bhagavan will give the upaya. देखो भाई ये मंत्र दे रहा हूँ तुमको, ये देखो माता रानी का, ये लक्ष्मी देवी का, करो जाप, मिल जाएगा पैसे. And really it works. जिनकी शादी नहीं हुई, यू प्रे हो जाती है. जिनको बहुत साल हो गए शादी हो, no children, you ask the Sant, it will come. See that in this very Bhagavata, that Atmadeva and Dunduli never having children. Then he went and the Sant only gave him that phala. What a great child was to come out of it, called that Gokarna. He is born to a cow because the phala usko diya hai. Though it is Prakriti Vaiparityam, yet it happened because it's a Shakti of that Santa. उस फल में उन्होंने लगा कर दिया. भगवान और गुरु कल्पतरु होते हैं. That's when Vishnu Sahasranama and any of the upasanas we can see toward the end in the Falashruti. So many things are promised. Same it with sadhu. साधु हमको भुक्ति देते हर तरह का, मुक्ति भी देते हर तरह का. Any problem of the disease, you just go to them, he just look into our life and see all the prarabdha. He just talks to the Paramatma and says, can it be amended? Because he's just trying to become the bhakta. If this little removal of the dukkha is done to him by adjusting that prarabdha in some other place, I think there is a chance that this jiva can become sadhaka. Then one case is solved, we can go for the other. What do you say, though, Lord? Bhagavan says, अच्छा तुम कह रहे हो ना, ठीक है. The moment Bhagavan gives their permission, this Mahatma gives some upadesha or some something, that disease which is there from so many years just goes away. ये सारे होते हैं, भक्ति के शक्तियां हैं. भक्ति के अंदर रहने वाले सिद्धियों के कारण ये सब मुमकिन है. Don't underestimate the power of bhakti. But at a higher level, we don't become bhakta of the sadhu or Bhagwan only for the worldly material things. Then that's an insult to their anugraha and insult to our own life also. In the beginning, to develop faith in Paramatma and to come out of the suffering in the world, we ask from the Guru and Paramatma those things which give comfort to us in the world. But slowly later on, we should ask for the permanent only, not any temporary. So इधर शीतम तमह भयम दूर हो जाते हैं आग के सामने रहने से, आग के पास आने से. उसी तरह गुरु के पास जाने से जड़ता, samsara bhayam, as well as avidya goes away. Along with that, the dhanava samasya. Then also this arogya samasya, all of them go away. Vivaha samasya, santati samasya. Everything goes away. Even if there is a problem in a family members, For years together, they're not talking. Some disputes going on in the court too. Like a dushman only ek dusre ke. Call the Santa, sit in front of him. With so much love, you just tell, Bhaiya, tum to ek hi कोख से पैदा हुए. Can there be any joy than this one to belong to same family by being the children of same parents? Why don't you enjoy that? Why do we have like enemy? For the sake of some money which has no permanency? Are you eating the money or what? Who is the other fellow who took your money? Your brother. Brother ही तो लिया ना, कोई गुंडा थोड़ी लिया है, कोई चोर थोड़ी ले गए. Your own brother. Can't you give that sacrifice to your brother? Swamiji, I never thought only this one. ले लो भैया, अब देखो, you took it from me and I was fighting for that and filing the case. No, I am okay with myself, with whatever I'll survive. Never mind, I'm taking the case back. Swamiji told me, it clicked to me. हो गया. The brother also immediately realizes, अरे बाबा, मैं भी बेवकूफ था रे, unnecessary your share also have taken for a long time, forgive me, ले लो तुम पैसे. 20-25 साल का जो झगड़ा जो कभी निपटता नहीं, संत 1 hour मीटिंग ही कैन सॉर्ट इट. देखो भगवान है संत में, संत भगवत स्वरूप है, मुमकिन कोई चीज नहीं है. Are you getting? शीतम तमह भय के साथ साथ all these he removes. The non-positive only we spoke, and the positive ones is what? He gives us the all sources of joy. You know, he makes the heart lighter by telling us the rahasyas of the prarabdha. He makes the heart lighter by telling that the world runs according to the choice of the Lord. He also proves to us with all logic the mithyatva of the jagat. Each of them are adding to our joy because dukkha is going away. फिर पुण्य करा के इवन भौतिक सुखों को भी हमको दिलाते हैं, धर्म करा के मानसिक सुखों को दिलाते हैं, सद्गुणों के द्वारा सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट, सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस दिलाते हैं. ऑल दिस पॉजिटिव. इमेजिन वन सेल्फ freed from all negativities, filled with all positivities. What a standard of life I will feel myself. Now look at the guilt and regret कि कितना गंदा बुरा with all बुरे आदतें हैं. Santa will help us in removing this negative and include the positive. And when we get these positive qualities and all, who is happy first is me only. और अल्टीमेटली तो भगवान अपना स्वरूप का दर्शन अनुभव करा के, है ना, स्वरूप जो है आत्मवस्तु, और आनंद ही आनंद, आनंद ही आनंद, आनंद ही आनंद. So that is an extension of what is written here. Shitam bhayam tamopyeti. When we go near to the fire, these three things go away. So to the fire of the Guru, when we go near, these three things go away. Along with that, many other things we also which we mentioned. Not only removal of this non-positive, even the positivities also we gain when we are in the company of the Santa. The knowledge about the culture, the knowledge about tradition, the knowledge about the scriptures, all the sampradayas, everything Sant का ही देन है. ठीक है. Now therefore, the 32nd shloka, भगवान is singing on behalf of उद्धव actually. ये वाला श्लोक उद्धव जी को या पुरुरवा को या आप और हम जो उनके समान है हमें गाना चाहिए. बट भगवान कह रहे हैं अब उनके गानों को हमें इमिटेट करना. What he says, Nimajjonvajatang ghore bhavavdhau. In the ocean terrible of samsara, where the ups and downs are continuously happening, which up or down drowns us into the ocean, we don't know. In that ocean, the Parama Ayanam, the place of security, is only the Santa. And also, Santa Brahmavida Shanta, Naurdrideva Samajjatam, and those who are dissolving or getting drowned, to them he is like a boat. भगवान ने कहा है इज लाइक ए प्लेस ऑफ रेस्ट, इज आल्सो ए बोट विच कैन क्रॉस यू टू द टेक यू अक्रॉस द संसार. बट ये हमारे दिल में ये भाव होना चाहिए. लाइक टू मी आई शुड हैव द डिवोशन टू माय गुरुदेव दैट ही इज लाइक द नाव हु विल टेक मी अक्रॉस द संसार ऑफ द ignorance and ignorance related commotions. And also he is a parama ayanam. Therefore once in a while I, with my forceful committed effort, come out of the ups and downs of this world and just relax at his feet. पहली बात क्या है ना, अपने निमज्जन उन्मज्जन से थोड़ा टाइम निकाल कर ए रिक्लाइनिंग स्पॉट रूपी गुरु के चरण में जाना. When it goes on for a long time, he becomes boat himself and takes us across this up and down of samsara. Then what will be there? Shanta. Tesham Shanti Shashwati Netresham. The Shanti which himself is experiencing. Because of the experience of the divinity, he bestows upon us. Therefore, he is a Parama Ayanama, he is also Nauhu. Nava. Then all other things. The two examples are given. Extension you have to do. Here it is called as Nava and Ayanam. In other place it is called as the sword to cut asunder the attachments. In other place he is said to be the helping hand who pulls us out of the valley where we are fallen. अगाध कूप में हम गिर गए तो भगवान हाथ देकर हमें ऊपर ले आने वाले. In some place he is said to be the himself is the ambrosia nectar giving us the amaranatva. तो एक एक जगह पे एक एक तरह से वो हमको एक्सप्लेन करते हैं. In other place he is like a flight who in minimum time takes us from where we are to what we have to go to the destination. तो संतों को अलग अलग उपमानों से like he is a माता. It will come in the next sloka anyway. Santa is not only like Nava, is everything. Everything by which you come out of the dukkha or samasya, that you can take it as Santa Mahatma. And these all are our faiths. And with that faith, go to Santa and always be in the Sangati of Santa only. Come not back into the world of worldliness, worldly people of worldliness again. We are caught up. तस्मात् संगो न कर्तव्यः स्त्रीषु स्थैनेषु च आत्मवित् or indriyaihi. Arthavit. It is said in 2 times in 22 and 24 shloka. Vapas aana hi nahi. Go there only. So having said this much, that he is a boat, etc. Now Bhagavan gave 3 examples. Annami praninam pranaha. Then for the prani, the annam is prana. Then arthanam to aham sharanam. I am the refuge to those who are in the arti. Then the third one is what? Dharma vittam runam pretya. The wealth is that which we take when we leave from this world is the dharma. Dharma means the punya ityadi. That is the exchange. That is the wealth which in exchange of which we are given the higher and greater worlds. You can imagine it like that. We are entering into Yamaloka. There Chitragupta in a kagaz writes about us and gives it to Yamaraj. Yamaraj goes through that and he signs it. और हमको कागज पकड़कर आगे चैम्बर में ले जाना है. In the next chamber they read it and they send us to either of the direction depending on what is the order written there. If you have done lot of papa, in that paper what is written is go us taraf, where all the naraka dukkhas are there. If lot of punya we have done and in that written, so many punyas done, like Chitragupta sees the details, then all the punya is done, tentatively, oh Lord, this is what is the Swarga Sukhas, you may have to get it. Or that even Yamaraj decides, only the account of punya, that person, Chitragupta does it and gives to Yamaraj. Yamaraj writes, Acha punya, this is the phala, this is the Swarga, this is the Sukha Bhoga, signed Yama. And we don't understand that language. बस पर्ची पे लिखा है. Like a North Indian comes to a South Indian in a hotel to buy, तो देर इस कागज पे लिखते हैं 2 प्लेट इडली 3 प्लेट डोसा फिर ये वाला. He cannot read, but he need not read. Give it in the counter, they will dispatch. So to पर्ची में लिखा है, a lot of punya done, then give him all this Swarga Sukha. That is the meaning of Dharmo Vittam Runam Pretya. If you leave from this world with lot of punya done, then that parchi pe likha rahega, Swarga we enjoy. So, for those who are bhuke, bhojanam. For those who are in distress and dukkha, Bhagavan is a sharanam. And for those who are leaving this body, the amount of punya karma dharma they have done here is a passport visa with which they fly high into greater places. Finally is what? Santa arvag vibhyata haranam. Santa aranam. Santa is the sharanam for those arvag vibhyata. Those are frightened of falling and continuously falling by doing something wrong. For them only sharanam is the Santa. Here the common word is sharanam, sharanam, sharanam. जो भूखे को अन्न शरण है, आरती वालों को मैं शरण हूँ, और धर्म is the sharana or vritta for those who are leaving the body, and while living in the world, protecting ourselves from falling down. Who is the sharanagati? Santa. And Santa, if you really have that devotion, surrender to him and give that freedom to him, hey Guru, aap guide karna. If you keep the Guru or Sant in the some distance, इससे ज़्यादा आप अंदर नहीं आना. Just you come to class and you teach it. More than that, you and I have no relation. Bechara, he will do that only. This is a first, very lowest level of dealing with our Guru. It is very the negative extreme. Negative extreme is one extreme. The positive highest extreme is what? In our life, everything that we do is only by after the guidance of the Guru. If that much we can do it, that is called as Aranam. Then I tell you, at every moment he protects us. He knows in and out of us. He knows our ahankar. He knows our vasanas. He knows our nature. He knows our state of the mind. Sab jante. Not only that, he knows dawai for that. He has got dawa as well as dua. But हम कहते हैं आप दूर रहना. Not I. It is my friend. It is my trespassers are prosecuted, including the Guru. Personal, private property. All of us are like that. But among those crores, there are 10, 20 of them. वो तो गुरु महाराज को इतना सरेंडर करते हैं, भगवान मैं आपका पूरा हूँ, मेरे को संभालना आपका काम है. Then that like Shivaji and Chhatrapati Ramdas ji, he surrendered to Ramadas so much. Anything he tells, he does. That's it. तर गए वो both became famous king also. Then महाज्ञानी उस गुरु के उपदेश से. I am explaining the sentence. Bhagavan, after giving 3 examples, he tells that arvak bibhrataha aranam samtaha bibhyataha. नीचे गिरने का डर जिसको है उनके लिए गुरु ही शरण है. ये बात हम कह रहे हैं, भगवान का कहना नहीं, हमको हृदय में इसको पहचानना है. And going to the Guru in that way, Guru, I am surrendering myself to you. Please see that I am not falling down. We fall in our tamas, in our rajas, in our papa, in our dushtata, in our adharma. हाँ उनके बाद जाओ वही हमको समझाएंगे, बुझाएंगे, एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, प्यार करेंगे. How much they do. And we know some great Mahatmas, people going with such a dukha, any thought, they tell बेटा इधर को कमरा है, इधर खाना मिलेगा, तो 10 दिन रहना बस. और सुबह शाम जो हो रहा है अटेंड करो तो करो, कम से कम थोड़ा. मानो या मानो 10 दिन के रहने में उस बंदे का पूरा जिंदगी 180 डिग्री ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड. फ्रॉम द मोस्ट मिजरेबल दुखी अवस्था ऑफ द अटर फेल्यूर एंड सुसाइड, he in those 10 days gathers such an amount of strength and energy and positivity, vitality, divinity, vibrations that he finds the new goal, inspiration for the life. कितने संत ऐसा है. And it happens also in the vicinity of the Santa, all the samsara vasanas go away, then the dukkha also goes away. And because in the divine atmosphere, jnana, bhakti, they come, therefore we start looking at the world or life in a different manner. Looking at the world and life in a different positive manner is called spirituality. Spirituality is a darshanam, it's a vision. Change of vision is spirituality. And a vision of taking the world as real is mithya. It is called samsara. Vision of trying to find the sukha in the samsara is mithya. The sad vision is what? The jagat is mithya, the reality is Paramatma. To seek Paramatma only for the ananda, that vision is given to us by the Guru. It happens. That is the meaning of arvak bibhyata aranam santaha. नीचे गिरने के डर रहने वालों के लिए शरण संत है. In the Vyavahara, just like we say, a great gift you give to yourself is your friend, a friend. है ना, अपने आप को एक बढ़िया सा गिफ्ट हम क्या दे सकते हैं? एक मित्र. Like Lord Rama gave a good gift to himself, mitra in the form of Kevat idhar, Sugriva there, and Vibhishana there. And really each 3 of them helped so much, each one of those 3. Like in Vyavahara, we say a friend is a good gift we give to ourselves. In the total life, mainly spirituality, we can say the best gift we can give to ourselves is our having Guru Maharaj in our life and surrendering to him fully, wholly. इससे बढ़कर हम अपने आप को दूसरा कोई तोहफा बहुमति दे नहीं सकते. Wonderful it is. Now look it in your heart. Do you have found some in somebody Gurutva? Did you become disciple to him? Have you surrendered to him? Are we seeking the guidance from him regularly in everything? Are we sticking to that? No, that having Guru in our life and contact him in this way is like having family doctor and contacting him for any problem. How easily that family doctor sorts out. In the same way, the Guru. So, Arvag Vipetha Aranam Kaha Santa Eva. Now another one. Santo, that's what we just said. देखो आगे वाला श्लोक बिना पढ़े हमारे मुख से आ रहा है. Santo dishanti chakshumshi bahirarka iva sthitaha. Like the Lord Surya gives the vision outside, the inner vision, the Santa Mahatma gives what for the life has to be lived. Santaha chakshumshi dishanti is all the question of gadabad of the eye. बुरी नजर वाले अपना नजर ठीक करा ले. बुरे नजर के कारण हम एक्सीडेंट कर रहे हैं, है ना. आँख ठीक नहीं है तो दिखता ठीक नहीं है तो लड़ते अयो एक्सीडेंट कर ही जाते हैं. अब चश्मा लगा ली, आँख ठीक हो गया, अब देखो आराम से सफर हो रहा है, जर्नी हो रही है. इन द सेम वे द चक्षु द संत गिव्स सेम थिंग एज वी सेड. वी हैव द कैटरैक्ट ऑफ द पाप, he does the operation and gives us the chaksha punya. Also we have some myopia of the adharma. Then he gives us some drops of the liquid of sadhana or understanding, and he gives the vision of the dharma. You know, we have total blurredness above the delusion or illusion and confusion. He gives such a wonderful treatment by which the blurredness goes away, multiplicity goes away. What is discovered in the vision, that everything is one. Everything is one Paramatma. सब एक भगवान है. किस रूप में भी हो, हर देश में है, जिस रूप में, जिस रंग में, जिस देश में, जिस भाषा, हर जगह पे वो की है परमात्मा. दैट इज कॉल्ड लाइक दक्षक्षुंषि दिशंति. अज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य ज्ञानांजन चला गया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Like Arjuna asked, you said sufficient theory, sir. Please show me what you said. Immediately Bhagavan did the Divya Chakshu Pradhanam to Arjuna, showed his Vishwarupa. It's a big homework to contemplate on Vishwarupa. At the time, the buddhi is fully expanded of Arjuna in the understanding of entire universe to be embedded in Paramatma. There is nothing apart from, away from, independent of, other than out of Paramatma. Sun, moon, star, mountains, rivers, human beings, देवता, राक्षस, कोई ऐसा था ही नहीं जो भगवान के अंदर नहीं था. That expansion of the intellect to Arjuna by the touch Bhagavan gave temporarily. After that is given, theory is taught through this one practical example. Bhagavan withdraws again, then Arjuna loses all the Vishwarupa Darshana, but he has both the memory of the vision as well as the wisdom. He'll have to work out after the Yuddha till he in his own meditation discovers truly the Paramatma permeating everything, encompassing everything. He is a container in which entire world is contained. Entire world of ocean or waves are contained in the container called as Samudram. So, Santo Dishanti Chakshumshi Bahirarka Ivastita. He gives us the Dharma Chakshu, the Bhakti Chakshu, the Punya Chakshu, then the Yoga Chakshu, ultimately the Divya Jnana Chakshu. देखो नजर बदल गया, सृष्टि दृष्टि बदल जाती है. If you change the दृष्टि, सृष्टि changes. Ask the Lord this only every day. Bhagavan, I am suffering with such a wrong drishti of my senses and mana and vasanas. Therefore, the world is appearing to be only a bhoga bhumi to me. Other than the desire, passions, lusts, I am not able to think something here in greater. Please operate me. Remove all those cataracts or the aberrations of the eye. You are the best ophthalmologist. Give me that vision by which I rise above all that. See you only everywhere as a humble, simple devotee. May I serve you who is in the form of this world. Let me enjoy that freedom from my own vasanas, from my own mind, from my own padita adatmya. Hey Bhagavan, darshan do, darshan do, darshan do. When the bhaktas ask darshan do means not the rupa of the Lord. Murli laake baja dena, nachna mere liye, main tali baja kar 10 rupaye fekunga. Here not this darshan of this way, physical, stupid fellows. The darshan is higher vision. Like in Telugu also, that great Tyagaraja says to Lord, please remove the curtain and give me the darshan. When he sang that song in ecstasy in the temple, he was not allowed for various reasons, all this story. When he completed that song with this prayer, the curtain got removed. The moment curtain got removed or fell down, everybody had darshan of Bhagwan. They started doing such a kirtana of this Tyagaraji or glorification of him. What a powerful song you have. You sang, the curtain is removed. Both Bhagwan as well as Tyagaraja laughed at the stupidity of all these fellows who could never understand that it was not the outer gross curtain that Tyagaraja asked him to remove, asked Lord to remove, but it was the inner curtain. And that inner curtain removal with which the Atma Darshana Bhagavan happened, only to त्यागराज at that time, बाकी सब जो कर सकते थे, जो चाहते थे, उनको भगवान का मूर्ति का दर्शन हो, स्वरूप का नहीं. So we pray every day to the Lord, either give the vision or remove the curtain. Both are same. And give me that your darshan everywhere. Let me see you everywhere. You are only there, but somehow my knowledge is not so logically powerful, not so authentic as per the explanation of the scriptures. Such deep knowledge which convinces me, the deep devotion which gives me that joy and experience. भगवान give me. मैं चाह रहा हूँ ना. अब तक तो चाह ही नहीं चाह रहा था मैं. I only had the Ashubha Icha so far. Now I have the Shubha Icha, wanting to see you and you and you alone the entire world. Before I change my mind, please fulfill this desire. This is not a desire. In fact, this is a plea. It is a pledge. It's a pleading to you. Give me the drishti, remove the curtain. Give me the drishti, remove the curtain. Oh, curtain nikal do, darshan do. There is what santo viham chakshunshi mahirarka avastitaha. Samutita. Then the next line was the most important one. Devataha, bandavaha, santaha. Devatas are all in the Santa only. Santa himself is all Devatas. He is powerful enough to do the work of Devatas, or is powerful enough to force the Devatas to do what we need. He forces them. That is how Devataha Santaha. Then Bandavaha Santaha. Santa himself is Bandho. Like we have all the relatives. But real relatives of Guru only, because the other relatives are less knowledgeable. They have expectations a lot. Little goes wrong, they hate us, fight with us. Guru is such a bandhu ki he not only gives what we want, he has no expectation. From his side, there is never a misunderstanding. Even if you do mistake and go away from him, again when you go back, they will not make a prestige issue. मेरे को छोड़ कर गए क्यों आए? जब आना है आओ, जब जाना है जाओ. That freedom they give. That's how they are the bandhu. They are shashwata dukkha nivaraka without any apeksha. Other bandhus expect something. This is how Santaha Bandhu. Next one is what? Santaha Atma. The real self in us is Atma only. So, real self is the Santa, that is another way, which we have seen in the beginning as taught by Krishna to Dava. But here, the Santa is our own Atma. Means as much my Atma is Ananda Swarupa, the Santa is the giver of that much of Ananda. So, Santa Atma cha. Santa hi hamara Atma hai. Atma hi Santa hai. Then Ahameva cha. Ultimately, what can more I say? I could not hide or stop it from saying that even myself also nothing but Santa. Means what? संत में भगवान है, संत में आत्मा है, संत में बंधु है और संत में ही सारे देवता है. And Devata, Bandhu, Atma and Bhagavan. These are the four ones which are the protecting factors in our life. All in one is our Guru, our Santa. Therefore, satsang ko mat chhodna zindagi mein. If it is a punya phala to get a satsanga or Santa in our life, Guru in our life, it is our papa and murkhata, dhrushtata, if we leave the Santa and go away. Clear? Even the Santa tells us to go, physically you should go away, but in the heart you have to hold on to him only. Guru ko pakad ke rakhna. That's what. Now, in this way, the whole valuable portion about the Santa Mahima is being spoken to us by Krishna through Uddhavji. Thereafter, in the concluding verse, Vaitasenaha. The Vaitasenaha, the one who has got the sena of the opposite gender because of the curse of the Shiva. Tataha. Thereafter, Evam, in this way, Urvashya Loka Nispruhaha. His mind is fully freed from any past Urvashi, present Urvashi, and future Urvashi. उर्वशी के लोक में वो आ ही नहीं रहे. Urvasha Loka Nispra. Loka means whatever the experiences he had with Urvashi, whatever the dukkha he had with Urvashi, whatever the expectations for future he had with Urvashi if she had not gone, all that Lokaha, Nispruhaha, he has even not got the thought of that also. Everything is gave up in his continuous attempts of through Satsanga contacting the Bhagavan through various means. So the flood of his Bhagavad Smarana guided by the Guru was so powerful that it washed away all the dirt, filth and kachra of whatever he had with the Urvashi. Urvasha Loka Nispruha, उनके दिमाग से निकल ही गया. See, this point came in the beginning also. Urvashi Loka Matho Vihaya. Again, toward the end, again, same thing he said. Urvasha Loka Nispruha. What is one thing, though we have repeated? Specifically, if it is not told, you may miss, I may miss, is what? From anything of the world like Urvashi, which is going to bind us and give us dukkha, totally we have to come out. That is called as Urvashi Lokam Vihaya or Urvashi Lokam Nispruha. Totally it should go away. And never it should enter. Like some small issue when you are in class 2 or 3, let us say happened with your neighbor friend. कुछ पेंसिल चुराया उसने कुछ था उस समय इट वाज अ बिग इश्यू इन आवर चाइल्डहुड पेंसिल ले लिया स्लेट पेंसिल ले इसी में आधा दिन चला जाता था किसने लिया करके हाँ कहीं हम ही खुद फेंक कर किससे लड़ते थे या और कुछ नो दैट थिंग डू वी रिमेंबर नाउ डोंट यू रिमेंबर in the same way towards any of these worldly things which bind us we should not even have trace of memory also. That's the meaning of Urvasya Nispruha or Urvasi Lokamata Vihaya. Then what did he do? Mukta Sangaha. He has no attachment to his Dehendra Banabuddhyadi also. इसी से नहीं है तो इसके द्वारा तो जगत से अटैचमेंट होता है ना तो हाउ कैन इट बी देयर Mukta Sangaha Mahimetam. The entire worth he was Vichachara was going on moving Chachara Atma Ramaha reveling in his own self. His body was moving outside, but in him the Jiva Bhava was not there. I didn't bring Deva living like a samsari. This was not there. The self in him is discovered to be the self in all. The self in him and self in all himself is discovered to be the Paramatma himself. In that way he was living. He was neither attached to his own body, nor therefore he is not attached to the world anything. He was just living his own liberation. It is possible. It is the goal. It should be the goal. Every jiva ultimately will have to go there only. You cannot avoid. भगवान तो कुछ ना कुछ करके सब जीवों को उस तरफ ले जाते. Who is the sadhaka then if everybody is given liberation? The one who is enhancing his own evolution by choice. His own choice. आप कुछ भी साधना ना करो फिर भी आपको एक दिन मुक्ति मिलेगा. सारे रावणासुर को नरकासुर को हाँ सारे हिरण्यकशिपु everybody will get liberation. There is no doubt. Ultimately. But again, it will be delayed if we don't become sadhu and satsangi by our own negative activities. But if we are becoming sadhaka and doing all positive, though the Atma Jnana is inevitable anyway for anybody, everybody, to us it comes fast. देखो अकल क्या होता है कि जो पता है कि after 10 lives also I have to become spiritual and know the truth. Akal is why waste these 9 lives and suffer? In our choice and understanding. Result we don't know. Lekho, an example we give for a laughing, a humorous thing. Ki, how many chapatis you ate? I ate 6 chapatis. When did your stomach filled? When I ate the 6th chapati. If your stomach is filled and trupti came because of 6th chapati, why didn't you eat the 6th chapati first? है कि नहीं 6th चपाती पहले खाने से 5 बच जाते हैं ना. दिस इज इम्पॉसिबल इन द व्यवहार because the 6th is after 5th only. But in the sadhana it is not the way, this way, not necessary. In fact, it is the other way. What is the other way? Listen very carefully to the logic. If I say after 10 janma, I'll get sadhana and mukti. In this 9 janma, the amount of khachara I add, it will postpone the sadhana and mukti from 10th janma to the 20th or 40th janma. In case of the example, after eating the 5th roti, the 6th roti is creating so much hunger that 10 more rotis you have to eat. Though it doesn't happen here. I'm giving the exactly opposite example to give a positive thought, understanding. रिवर्सली देखो 10 जन्म का बाद वाला अब अभी शुरू करोगे 2 जन्म में ही मुक्ति हो जाती. This possibility is there and knowing this is called akal, intelligence. Choosing it is intelligence. And why should I postpone when I and घूम फिरा के हर एक बंदे को स्पिरिचुअलिटी में आना पड़ेगा. They can never anybody that eternally continues to be नास्तिक away from the world. जितने नास्तिक लोग इतने बोलते हैं ना, उनको घर में कोई प्रॉब्लम हो जाए तब देखो भगवान के नानी याद आएगी और दादा भी भगवान भी याद आएंगे. They will become more devotees in the next life than other devotees. सबको भगवान के पास जाकर ही शाश्वत राहत मिलने वाला है. बात ऐसी है तो why 10 lives waiting? In those 10 lives, why we have to be insulted, humiliated, scolded, cheated by the world by being worldly? देखो ये वाला अकल जब मिल जाता है इससे बढ़कर और कुछ नहीं. देखो इसी जन्म से अभी मैं स्टार्ट जो हो गया देखा जाएगा. जिसने ऐसा किया, जैसे आप लोगों में कुछ जाकर बैठेंगे क्लास में जो हो जाएगा देखा जाएगा. आके बैठ जाते हैं और क्या है वो क्या है देखने को कुछ नहीं होता. गयो वर्ल्ड अपने रास्ते में एंड यू आर एंजॉयिंग योर क्लास. मैं बताऊं ना, देयर आर सम पीपल who act very angry, who look to be very strong. Little stronger than them you talk to, बिल्ली बन जाते हैं. There is a cinema, कोई एक था तो गाना में इसमें ठंडे ठंडे पानी में आना. He goes on saying वरना वरना. One day the wife becomes, वरना क्या करोगे तुम? He said, वरना क्या करूँ मैं, ठंडा पानी नहाऊंगा. He says, in the same way is the mind. Again mind says वरना वरना वरना. ये एक दिन तो इससे ज्यादा पावरफुल होकर वरना क्या करोगे तुम, मैं सत्संग में जाऊंगी तो यू टेल द माइंड इज क्या करूंगी मैं भी आ जाऊंगी तो ऐसा. हमने इस तरह से मन को शांत करने का या हराने का हिम्मत है अंदर लेकिन उपयोग नहीं किया. उसी को कहते हैं जो होगा देखा जाएगा. लेट्स सी व्हाट विल हैपन, लेट मी टेक दिस रिस्पांस. व्हाई 10 lives wasting? Now only I will do that. I am talking to you about Urvashya Loka Nispruhaha Mukta Sangaha Mahimetam Atma Rama Chacharacha. That is what is the great grand story of Puranam, which has had all the 3 stages of highest worldly achievement and total downfall, again highest spiritual achievement. May the Lord bless us to understand this entire story in its completeness and get inspired, and in his very life we walk the path and crossing all the in between milestones of variety of Urvashis, etc., without stopping anywhere, may we reach Paramatma in this very life. With this, we say that our Satsanga on this most beautiful chapter number 26 of Bhagavad Purana 11th Skandha has come to a conclusion. So tomorrow, 27th chapter, which talks about the Kriya Yoga in the practical aspect or practicality of Upasana Paramatma, will be taught to us in those 50-55 shlokas. हम उसको कर लेंगे. ये वाला आज यहाँ संपन्न हो गया. सर्वम श्री कृष्ण चंद्र चरण अरविंदार्पणमस्तु. कायेन वाचा मनसा इंद्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतेः स्वभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि. ओम इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां एकादश स्कंधे षड्विंशोऽध्यायः. In this way, in the 11th skandha, 26th chapter, having the story of Pururava as well as Bhagavan's telling about the Mahima of the Satsanga, we have concluded, we put it at the feet of Paramatma. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Bol Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Bolo Bhagavad Mahapurana Rupa Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Bolo Uddhav Maharaj ki jai. बोलो भाई वेद व्यास सुखदेव भगवान की जय. बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम गोविंदा गोविंद। Take 10 days, forget everything, and again, please, after 10 days, study this chapter again and again. सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनं गोविंदा हरे गोविंदा। सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनं गोविंदा हरे गोविंदा। गोविंदा हरे गोविंदा हरे गोविंदा हरे गोविंद। सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनं गोविंदा हरे गोविंदा हरे गोविंदा हरे गोविंदा हरे गोविंद। थैंक यू। अब चलो रामायण भी देखेंगे। रामायण का भी थोड़ा थोड़ा आगे हम बढ़ रहे हैं। कुछ ही हफ्तों में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 2 संपन्न हम रामायण जी का भी करेंगे इस महीने के अंत तक। धन्यवाद।